So I'm back to do some readings for all the signs, and this is going to be from now. So today's I think it's the 4th of May, might be the 3rd, I'm not sure, but it's from the new moon, just going forward really. This month is energetically about divine relationship. That's any kind of relationship that's based around unconditional love and healing energy, basically. So any kind of it's indicated by that. So anything that comes in is going to be around healing the energy between the divine masculine and the divine feminine in relation to each other. So, whatever interactions that you're going to be having with a divine masculine if you're a divine feminine, or with a divine feminine if you're a divine masculine, are going to be soothing, gracious. The energy is just going to be really fluid. It is going to be kind of, in a sense, illusory, because it's not going to be. There's not much going on. It's not a definite. We're not looking at definite outcomes, and we're not looking at definite energy. Well, see, you can tell by the way I'm talking, right? It's really fluid. Things are really a bit spacey this month. Spacey, kind of laid back. There's opportunities there with that for a lot of kind of happiness to come through, like interactions that are really pleasant and enjoyable. Joking energy, kind of joking with people, a little bit light-hearted, teasing, flirting. It's quite flirtatious energy. It's coming from a place of healed individuals. I feel also, though, there is it's not, it's really slow moving. It's not fast, so there's no pushiness. There's not going to be. This isn't the kind of energy where people are rushing to get into relationships. This is an energy where people are kind of just testing the waters a little bit, maybe, with each other, or just finding out, how enjoyable it is to be around each other, rather than it being like, we are going to have a relationship. So that goes for everybody. Right, that's what this month is. It's a month of divine relationships. See previous video that I just put out. Okay, so I'm going to go by sign. Try to get it in the right order this time, not miss anyone out. Although if that happens, there's a reason for it. Right, okay. So just so you're aware, if anything, anything that happens that appears to be wrong and not perfect, there's a reason for it. And it could just be something that's quite important, for that sign, if it's coming last or it gets left out till a bit later or whatever. Right, I'm going to cut this 3 times. And it's May and it's Taurus new moon, so we're going to start with Taurus. Let me just cut it where I feel like it's there. Okay. About 3 or 4 cards for each sign. It's going to play it a bit by ear and see how I feel as I pull them out. Let's see, for Taurus, it's got Ace of Coins, 9 of Swords, and the 3 of Coins. So this is building on something new. And we've got an ending, and the ending is around a dark night of the soul. 9 of Swords is a lot of mental anguish and becoming mental clarity. It's very physical based month, or I'm not going to say month, very physical based time for Taurians, because it's showing all this coins energy. And this is really good for Taurians because they're an earth sign. So it's like starting something new in the physical world, ending some like mental processes that have been going on, mental anguish, mental torment, mental instability, and then coming about bringing in divine energy. Three of Coins is divine energy and building something. So this is like building relationship, building happiness, creation in the physical world as well. You've got Nine of Swords in this deck. You can see it's reaching out. My computer's going to make some pinging noise because something else is going on in the background. So, but notice when it pinged then, it said, when I said reaching out, this is, and you see the one dead hand, right, and the one live hand. So this is very symbolic of something coming back from the dead, and something that's coming forward into manifesting itself again into the physical world. Maybe something that's been going on in the mind is now going to manifest into the physical world. This could be like a dead relationship coming back to life, basically, because one person reaches out to the other who's, either thought it was over or thought it was forgotten about. Because, like I say, it's a Nine of Swords and it's a mental card as well. It could be something that's been playing on the mind as well of the Taurian, or both of them actually, so it could be like a shall I, shan't. This is a bit of a shall I, shan't I situation. And suddenly it becomes a yes, I will situation. Should I reach out? Shouldn't I reach out? Could have been going on for quite a long time because the 9 is the end of a long journey. It's near the end. The 10 is the end. Effectively, what you have here is in the middle, 9 of Swords, which is the ending of something that's been torment. Because it's the card, those hands are visibly reaching out to each other, the dead coming back to life. You've also got an Ace of Coins, which is effectively a 10 because it's a 1, so it's the same. 10 reduces to a 1, a new beginning in the physical world. And then you've got building on that in the 3 of Coins, and that is divine energy. As you can see, the little lights that are there, symbolic of divine energy, despite the fact it's going on in the physical. So this is like exactly what we're saying is happening this month, starting with Taurus, this coming in for Taurus, and also the fact that it's coming in on the Taurian new moon. So you're bringing it in, Taurus. So it is basically your month, your time. You're guiding the energy this month of what is going on. You're bringing something back to life energetically for all of us. So, you can see the roots there as well in the Ace of Coins, which is about putting down roots in the physical world and building something. It's all good because we've got 4 suns in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 suns. So it's going to be something really good. Bright hopes. Really good looking, things looking good, things looking up, things looking forward. Although I wouldn't say you're not looking forward, like it's not like the past, the future is going to be better than the past. It's like whatever is building now for Taurians is going to become even better than it starts out. So it's not going to be, you're not going to go up and downhill again. You're going to go up and you're going to stay up and, be in that divine energy with whatever it is you're creating. God is on your side, basically, they just said. So that's Taurus. I'm not pulling any more for Taurus because that just really is enough there. All right, and then we are going to next is Gemini. Seven of Swords, strength, and the 5 of Swords. So you're not, this is kind of, it's like you're just behind Taurus in a process, because this is saying that you're not quite there yet. So what Taurus might be entering into this month, you might still be being guided towards the end of what will get you into that energy coming in. So you still have to be strong. You've got strength right in the middle, and it's number 8. And just remember, whatever you go through that's hard will make you stronger, and that is the healing. The strength, you becoming stronger, is fully healing. So whatever challenges are coming in this month, you've got Seven of Swords, which is about fear, and you've got the Five of Swords, which is about the dark and the light. And this battle has to go on inside of all of us. So it looks like that's what we're getting for you, is that you're still going to go through some challenges in terms of fear. Fear presents through the physical realm. It comes through the matrix. It presents as situations. It presents as interactions. It presents as anything that appears to be real. Anything like that, it could be something from like something going wrong at work, or something going wrong in your house, something breaking. It could be something that you read on social media that makes you feel fearful. It could be something like hiccup with your bank account, something appearing to like go missing out of your bank account, anything like that makes you feel like, oh my God, I'm losing control. I have, life is going, things are going wrong. Anything that causes you to feel like that, or prompts you to feel like that, start to feel like that, I should say, that is the fear. Okay, now when that happens, whatever it is, what you have to do is you have to remind yourself that whatever appears to be real is not really real. It's only a manifestation of energy. And what you're ideally going to do when that happens, anything that appears to be of fear, that appears to be real, is you're going to remind yourself that it's just the energy playing tricks on you and trying to suck you down into a state of fear or embarrassment or shame or worry or stress. Okay, and when you remind yourself that that is just fear trying to drag you into a state of fear, and then you allow yourself to let go of whatever it is that's trying to drag you into that and not worry about it, that's when you come into better energy, higher energy, and you come into the light. All right, you come away from the dark, you come into the light, and that is when you become stronger. So it's a battle between the dark and the light that's going on inside of you that you have to win through how you feel and how you let yourself think about things. It's really using your mind over your energy body. Your mind over your energy body, right, in the sense that your mind is going to control not just your energy body but also your emotions. If you allow yourself to let your mind have control over you, right, and go into worry and fear, it's going to affect your energy body, it's going to affect your emotions. But if you use your mind to remind yourself that fear is just an illusion, then you regain control over your energy body and your emotions, and you will not be rocked, right? And that's when you become stronger. And you can see in all those cards, right, it's a test of faith. So let me put those down. Test of faith, because the faith is in understanding that it's all illusion, right? And the test of faith is where your strength is. This is like, you see with the fingers crossed, because test of faith is you are relying on what is unseen to guide you, right? So it's a bit like crossing your fingers, because you can't see energy, right? And you can see the matrix, so you can believe it. You can't see energy, so it's harder to have faith in that. And that's why you have to remind yourself constantly that the matrix is just a matrix of fear. Five of Swords is a battle between the dark and the light. You see there's so much letting go in that card, just opening up and letting go and saying, well, I'm going to just go with whatever is and trust that if I just take some deep breaths, remain true to myself, believing in higher destined divine energy, same thing, destined divine, it's all the same, that this illusion will pass away, and I will remain strong. And in fact, you won't just remain strong, but you become stronger with that. So that's what we've got for Gemini. It's not pulling any more for that either. Don't need any more there, right? Now we're going to go to Cancer. Right, let's see. So we've got Temperance, and we've got Ten of Wands, and we've got Four of Swords. Right, so your challenge this month, or challenge coming in with the new moon, is to remain calm in the face of whatever it is that's coming in. You have something here that's coming around coming around again. In terms of like those that are here for divine purpose, right? Things come around again and again and again to test you until you're stronger, and then also until you are able to cope, right? So until you're able to kind of let go of the programming, the fear programming that come around again and again and again. What you've got here is you're being held still for something to come round again, right? This is like you're going to meet this challenge though, whatever it is, and I know that right away. You're not going to, this is actually, it's more of a month of kind of stability in terms of a challenge than it is being rocked by a challenge, all right? So it's more kind of like, this is something emotional coming in, right? And this is what's happening here is it's something saying to you, how deep are you going to let yourself go into this emotional hook that's coming up? So your challenge actually this month, right, that you're going to complete is something coming in that's an emotional hook, right, that's going to bring you down, that's aiming to bring you down into your emotions, right? So this isn't about the mind and fear, this is more about your sense of loss around something. It's a really big emotional hook, right? So it's going to be something that's possibly family related, something childhood related, something that really is your heart, all right? It's like deep in your heart. And whatever it is, this is more about you actually staying in your mind and staying peaceful through using your mind to guide your heart. So it's a different challenge than the one we've just seen before. What we're being shown here, right, is the emotional depths in the Temperance card. I'll show you. Okay, so this is like a still pool, right? And you see that one drop that's going in there, and it's like, how far is that going to affect that water? How far is that going to like enter into that water? How still is that water going to remain when that drop hits it? All right, so this is the emotional challenge we're looking at, and like the stability there, like your own kind of buoyancy, right, in terms of what hits. We have got the Ten of Wands, so it's about like buoyancy, like not going down into the depths, right, not getting sucked down into the depths of your own emotions. Ten of Wands is something coming round again because it's karmic, and in terms of that, I don't mean you're karmic, I mean it's just family related, or it's something of a repetitive nature, and it could have gone on through generations, and it could have gone on through also through timelines, as in, you know, it's like as you rise into higher and higher timelines, so you lose like all the hooks, right, that are in there that are causing you the negative programming to run. As you move into higher and higher timelines and you let go of all your hooks, they have to come round again and be repeated until you've kind of shown to your soul self that you can like see that again, and you're not going to get hooked by it, basically. You're not going to get sucked down. So it's something coming round again. And like I said, it could be very, very likely family, okay? Something family oriented. It could be like could be looking at something like narcissism. It could be some form of narcissism that you're used to. It could be something that you're constantly being like presented with. You see all the little dots on the antlers. This is like, here it is again, here it is again, here it is again, here it is again, here it is again. It's like it's all over the place, right? This thing that keeps happening is all over the place. This hook, and maybe it's like you've got a lot of family members and you've all got a bit of narcissism running through that family line, so everybody kind of exhibits it a little bit now and again, because you can have that, right? Not full-on narcissism. You can have empaths that show a little bit of narcissism because it's how they've been conditioned. It's a program, and it's been running through the family, so it's affecting everyone. So it could be you being presented with something like that yet again by another family member, and you like, well, do you see, this temperance is telling me there's a disappointment here, and it could be you like going, well, oh God, there it is again. You know, I thought we were kind of clear of this narcissism, and I thought like, you know, we'd all kind of risen above it, and I certainly feel like I've risen above it, but here it is again, kind of a thing. Because this also, temperance is showing that it reverberates, right? The little drop, so it's reverberating through timelines. But here we've got the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is all about peace and calm in the mind. So this is like whatever's coming in, you're actually going to use your mind. So you're going to use your mind to not let whatever it is affect you, basically, right? Not affect you emotionally. So you're not going to get sucked down into like despondency and grief and loss, or sadness, or kind of loss of hope through whatever it is that comes in. You're going to remain balanced, peaceful, calm, and almost like, I think really with this, it's, you're going to be, because when you're at the end of a journey like this, right, a karmic repetitive thing that comes in like that, what happens in the mind is the mind just rejects it eventually. So instead of the mind getting pulled down, you know, getting pulled into your emotions, the mind will just switch off, allow your emotions to switch off, and it will say, that's it, I'm not going to feel that way again about this that comes in, because it's not, I'm just not. All right, at the end of the cycle, you have all the reasons why not as you go. This comes around again and again and again that you play through in your mind, but eventually you just say, I'm just not. And you don't even have to talk to yourself about why not. Why am I not getting sucked into it? It's just I'm not. All right, so that looks like what is coming in for Cancer this month. It's a challenge of stability, really, around something karmic that's going to try and take you out of vibration. So meditate, 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 that says, really, in the Four of Swords. Stay in your head, you know. Breathe. Breathe into your heart and stay in your head. Okay, so that's Cancer. Next, Leo. Right, here we go. Got Nine of Wands, Five of Coins, and Knight of Coins. Right, so this is you being done with something completely this month, looks like to me, because the Nine of Wands is an ending, and it's a fiery ending. Coming along with a Five of Coins in the middle, which is something negative, a negative kind of relationship. One where there's not been an agreement, and one where agreement will not be reached in this case. And we have the Knight of Coins, which is something moving on from something, and it's a healing. So it's just like a done and dusted energy for you. Something that you're, that I don't feel you're walking away from something here so much as you're just slamming a door on it. I feel also possibly you are leaving physically, maybe an area, leaving a relationship, leaving all the troubles behind, basically. Where you've got that fire in the Nine of Wands, right, which is the ending again. You've got an ending too, and a fiery ending at that. That could be literally like you're getting in a car, because I'm getting like, you know, burning fuel. So it's like starting a car and leaving. And it's quite a hasty retreat, they just said, for some of you. So it's yeah, getting in the car and driving away, either physically or metaphorically for the others. Five of Coins, the end, a change in relationship, basically showing the ending again in that. Something's not been good. You know, you got it in the middle there, and there's two people in that, and only one of them is walking away. I think that's you walking away. I do feel that there is something here around somebody kind of nagging and not wanting to let go of it. And somebody who fuels the fire as well, right? So it's kind of like you're going to leave because somebody just won't let go, something like that, okay? And you're going to be like burning a trail as you leave. Whatever that is, it's all for healing. Knight of Coins is about a new road of healing, movement, slow movement, peaceful movement. So it's like something is ending, and there might be a bit of a soul shock in that. It might be a bit of a dramatic ending, and it is one-sided, I feel, but it's on your side, so you're the one that's going to leave, and that's all for the good eventually, because Knight of Coins, that healing energy that comes in afterwards, is a peaceful road, so it's going to bring you peace, whatever it is. I mean, we could be looking at any kind of relationship in the middle, work, education. It could be you're leaving a course. It could be, it could be leaving anything. Destined, they just said. So it's going to be something that it's a destined moment for you. You see, with this month being about divine relationship, there's a lot of destiny going on, because things can't always start until something's finished. If one thing is destined, another, if destined relationship is due to start, then another one's got to end, perhaps, for you. Another relationship has to end. Certainly, it feels like you've got a 5 of coins, and the 5 is a challenge, right? And the 9 is an ending. So it's a fiery ending. So it's a putting a foot down ending, and it's a slamming a door ending. And it is in the physical world in some sense. So I do feel that this is like in an actual situation, or with a place, or a person, or a job, or something where there's disharmony. But the thing is, it's physical rather than it's kind of mental. All right, but whatever it is you're ending, the peace is going to come after that. Knight of Coins, and I feel after that there's a slow route to happiness. All right, so it's kind of like after the ending comes the slow route is, you could call it healing, but I don't think it's just more like time, maybe a bit of time alone, maybe just time to regroup on your own, look at your options, feel yourself, feel out how you feel, look at how you feel out how you feel, really, because that's how you get to your feelings. How do I feel now? What do I want now? What's going to be best now? Where should I go now? I think there's a lot of that coming in for Leos this month. So you're going from something steamy and volatile to something calm and peaceful. So that's all good. All right, so let's go to the next one. Virgo. 7 of Wands. The Star. And the 7 of Cups. So what we've got for Virgo, got a lot of choice in the 7s. We've got healing in the Star. It does seem to be that you have come through something that might have been difficult and hard. If your last month's been anything like mine, it's been like a hell of a lot going on, and it's been like crazy at points. And now what's coming in now is new options, basically. So you are going from one situation where you've been protected through a lot of challenge. 7s are always challenges. Okay, where maybe you felt like you were losing your footing this month, but you didn't. Maybe you almost got sucked into the fear, but you didn't. Maybe you thought that things were going to go horribly, horribly wrong, but in the end they didn't. Maybe you actually faced a lot of your own fears and you realised there was nothing to be fearful of. Maybe you found out this month that just gone that you are protected and that you're shielded by divine light. And after that, we've got a pause in the star. That's a healing. The healing is the divine and masculine and feminine energies. So whatever you went through, what you've actually healed is the energy itself. So the healing isn't in you in these cards. It's nothing you've had to heal in yourself necessarily. It's what comes through you that needs to be healed. So this is work, basically, soul work. When you've come through a journey of an extensive journey of looking at all your own issues, healing anything that is an issue, what's left when you've gone through all that is only what can come through you in terms of divine work. So it might have been the case for you. You might have been going through dark night of the soul for the collective. You might have faced your last final fear. Perhaps maybe something came up last month that you didn't really understand was a fear, and it's shown itself to be one. And that, could have been a revelation to you. The healing that comes in the star as well as a revelation. All right, so it's kind of like sets things free, shows things for what they are. It levels the playing field again. So, what you've got in the Seven of Wands, you've got like fear raining down, but protection. Okay. And the star, which you can see there's two towns in that card. So it's like it's kind of a card of the in-between moment, right? Like in between one challenge in the sevens where you're protected, and then so there's a pause, and then more choices and options coming in the Seven of Cups emotionally. So it's like you've been through something and you found out about yourself. Healing is the finding out about yourself. It's a time between two events. Okay, so you've understood something about yourself. I've got to say, this month that I've just been through, I've understood that I have a fear of things not being perfect. Being a Virgo, I'm a perfectionist. And I've got a real fear. I didn't realise it was a fear, because I thought I was just like things to be perfect. But it's actually a fear of things not being perfect. So I had to face that fear. Okay, and the healing time is the realising that you've conquered another fear that you didn't even know you had. So I'm just saying that, because that's what I went through. So it could be a similar kind of scenario. And then new challenges coming in the sevens. But this is a very emotional card. So I feel like, and sevens are movement as well. They relate to the Chariot. So it's kind of like you have a pause, a break, where you regroup, but then you're on the move again this month. I'm going to pull another card for Virgo, because for me it's quite hard to read for Virgo because I'm a double Virgo. So it's very personal. Ten of Swords, ending. So ending of something, mental process, ending of something fearful, and then new options coming in emotionally. So it's definitely whatever's happened for you that you've just gone through has led you to find out more about yourself and how you operate. Maybe how you do operate mentally and how much of your mind is programmed to fear. And what's coming in around that, new options, things being, but this is kind of like the Seven of Cups here, is things being thrown at you left, right and centre, in terms of like, how are you going to feel about this? How are you going to feel about this? And I just feel as well that you're not meant to go in any particular direction this month. It's kind of like leave the options open, right? Go with the flow. Seven of Cups is really watery as well. It's water, it's going with the flow. So it's a star card. There's a lot of water in the star card. just go with the flow, right? Don't pin yourself down to anything, because that's another thing with Virgos. We've always got everything pinned down, right? It's like, well, what what we're gonna call that, and let's like get it labelled and stick it in a box, and then we know what it is. But this is a different challenge. Then this is going to be like, okay, you can't pin anything down this month. Okay, you're not going to have the answers this month. You're not going to be able to say, oh, I know what that is, or this is what this is. You know, in terms of Seven of Cups, this could be looking at relationship, because it's a relationship month all around. So it could be that you have several people coming in for relationship, different kinds of relationship, and you don't know what that is effectively with all of those different people, what they're showing you, because everything is a mirror, and everything is a lesson, and everything is a challenge. So it could be that you don't know what that is yet. It's all open, right? And it's just like, just interact this month. Just interact and come from your highest self and trust that. Maybe it's about trusting people this month as well with all this, because you've got to look here and see that you've been protected through whatever challenge you've been through. The healing has come, right? Regroup within yourself with all your guides there as well. And then whatever comes in, right, next, trust. Trust that if you stay open, you're protected. So this time it's relationship. What's coming in relationship-wise? Know that you're protected. Ending of the fear. You see, ultimately, at the end of this journey, going from being really low, when you're born onto a divine path, into a divine path, you're born surrounded by dark energy that you are having to struggle to get out of, and to operate as a light worker, light bringer, light giver, because you're surrounded by dark energy, right? And you go through life, and you go through life, and you gradually get out of that. And when you get out of it, and you see everything as it is, energetically, and you see the fear for what it is, that it's just fear, your final like operation and coming into like operating from purely light energy is letting go of all fear around everything and understanding that you're protected, right? And just going with the flow. So that's basically what it's saying for Virgos this month. That you've seen the fear, you know the fear. Don't allow it to operate from within you. Don't allow it to have control outside of you. Trust that once you come into this space of pure light, that it can't affect you anymore. So if you trust and you stay open, then you're not going to have negative things coming towards you in terms of relationship. Because if you trust and you stay open, it's how you should have always been able to be, but you weren't, right? Because you were challenged by all the dark. But when you reach the end of the journey, it's how you can be, because you're allowed to be, because you've overcome all the challenges, so there's none left. So that's what we've got there for Virgo. Next is Libra. Knight of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Devil. So for Libra, we've got something new, something passionate, creative. We've also got a playfulness around that. It is something love-wise, it's looking like, for Libra. I mean, Libra is a sign of romance, and the Knight of Cups is a card of romance. And it's a very playful, light, flirtatious card. So it looks like that's what's coming in for you. It's not the kind of love that you sink into and you base kind of your whole existence around. At least not at first. It's just flirtatious play, and easy, like an easygoing kind of easy breezy way of relating. Right? It's fun. The Knight of Cups is fun. This is like the higher echelon of romance. Right? So we're not looking at all the kind of dark aspects of romance, like the trickery and the manipulation and the fraudulent playing that some people think is romance, right? We're not looking at that. We're looking at something light, breezy, easy, fun, flirty, no harm being done, nobody misleading, but just like, the energy of playfulness. Because that's a higher echelon of romance, and that's what Libra is all about, and also that's what it's saying here. But it's not, it's not fully formed, immature. It's not mature. It's very immature. It's an immature love, right? And then we've got Ace of Wands, which is fire, passion, drive, ambition, creation. So it looks like underneath the flirtation and the lightheartedness, that there is something burning underneath that's fueling it. It's actually really nice. These cards are really nice because it means that behind that flirtation and that interaction, light-hearted interaction, there's actually something a lot hotter going on underneath it, right? Something like passion really burning underneath it. So it has got something like bringing it in, but it's still not earthly, right? Because we've got no earth here, so it's not like it's. I'm just getting this. What I get is right feeling. It's like when you get a mature love, you get some earth card, and I would get a feeling of like two old people sitting together and chewing the fat, right? Because that's how I pick these things up. But with this, what I'm getting is, I'm getting passion, I'm getting young energy, and I'm getting that youthful vibe of like, what is it on Facebook people do? The poke thing or whatever, or people do things like that these days, don't they? That kind of like just testing the waters a little bit with each other, but there is more underneath it. So but it's just not grounded, right? It's more like it could go either way. It could go either way. It could grow into something long-lasting, or it could burn itself out. See what I mean? You've got the Devil, and the Devil is a very fiery card as well, and it's very potent. It's 6. It's harmony, balance. I mean, whatever this is about in these two cards, that could go one way or another. This like lightheartedness could either it could burn itself out, or it could burn into a roaring fire, and it could kind of consume both people. But whatever it is destined. The Devil always says in terms of relationship that it's destined. And it is, I feel it's a powerful link. I feel it's something where we've got elastic between the two people, bringing them together, because that's also what the Devil is about. It's about two people drawn together through energy. I'm going to pull another on it just to see if it'll say which way it will go, or if they could tell me any more about that. Hanged Man. No, because the Hanged Man is a process. So it's something that you're learning. It's the 3 as well, so it's growth, it's process. Still got no earth there. I mean, it's a nice, you've got nice, it's good energy, it's nice energy. You might want to ground yourself this month. If these were my cards looking at this, I'd want to do some really deep, like, grounding. Just sit, meditate, root my base chakra and below. Because it looks like you're going to be swept up into some kind of also the Hanged Man is so not grounded, looks like you could be swept along with this, whatever it is, and get caught up in it, and maybe get pulled into something. We've got this 6 in the Devil is about harmony. I feel like Maybe your challenge this month is going to be holding yourself together. Because we've got this growth process, and the Knight of Cups is this so light, flirtatious energy. You could get swept off your feet, right? And you could, Librans are they're an air sign, and they are very airy, Sometimes they are not grounded. And because they're, there's the scales, and it's all about making decisions, and they often kind of don't know which way to go. It's just like this month could be a state of that, really, of you not knowing whether to go towards this or to pull away from it. I'm not getting anything bad here, all right? I'm getting it's a growth process, and because this month is all about divine relationship, and the devil is destined. I'm going to pull another on it. Let's pull one on that Knight. Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a lot of stability. It stands for weddings. It stands for marriages. It stands for relationship itself. It stands for celebration, homecoming. But it's also a sense of being home. And just what they're saying is the challenge, you see, could be: are you going to bring this home to roost? Whatever this is that's coming in, are you going to bring it home to yourself and make it your home, or are you going to stay on the fence with it? It's up to you, but you can bring it home if you want, it says. So this could become something substantial if you want it to. That is your challenge, Libra, because you have to make a decision. That's always a challenge for Libra, because you can't make decisions, and that's what that devil is saying. Because the devil's a 6, and it's 2, right, being pulled together. Your choice: do you bring it in, or do you keep it hanging? And I'm not saying letting it go, because I don't see that going. I see it either hanging around, and being there because it's burning bright underneath, and at some point burning itself out, or I see you bringing it in and making something more of it. Okay, so we've got that for Libra. Who's next? Scorpio. We've got the 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands. Ooh, 2 and the 3 of Wands. And then we've got the King of Coins. Right. Well, I'm going to have another for that straight away. What's he talking about? Ace of Cups. We're talking about love. We're talking about unconditional love as a state of being. But this is about you bringing something in as well, I feel. Scorpio. I think this is a very big challenge for Scorpio coming in. I get this feeling that you've got a chance here. 2 Wands is a decision, right? You've got a choice. It's a decision and a choice of whether you claim something or not. And that would be a person, because you've got the King of Coins. It's a masculine energy. So it's your choice. Do you claim this person in the name of unconditional love, or do you not do that? You've got the 3 of Wands in the middle. That's standing for divine energy. The 3 of Wands is movement. All right, and it's you've got a crossroads there as well. You can see that, right? But because it's divine energy, this is destined. So you have the choice, right, of choosing to complete your destiny this month in the name of love. Right, so this would be a big challenge for Scorpios, I believe, because I'm going to have another card on this. Scorpios, Four of Cups. This is something from the past. This would be you going out of your way to claim somebody. And this is, you see, that's what the Three of Wands is. You going out of your way because it's movement, a choice, a decision around masculine energy. Something from the past, something that is, you see in the Four of Cups how you got the mirror image, right? So that's something that has never gone away, despite the fact that it appears to have gone away, because it always shows, right? The reflection is always there. The shadow of it is always there. The shadow is left behind. So it's like what is real and what is an illusion. So in the terms of love, it's like just because it's not there physically doesn't mean it's not real, because it still exists. Its shadow still exists. And Scorpios are all about shadow work. And you know, Scorpio is the shadow, basically. It's a shadow for all of us, because Scorpio works on the shadow side for all of us collectively. It transmutes a lot shadow wise. It likes to look in the dirty corners and under the bed and in the closet for the skeletons when nobody else wants to go. It's very good at that. Scorpio is very, very good at that. This is home. And this is a 4, and that is your home, right? It's your stability, and it's your home. It's what you're good at, but it's a lot of alone work, that kind of thing. It's doing stuff alone. It's looking in the dirty corners alone at what goes on underneath the bed, right? And underneath the sheets and all that kind of stuff. Not necessarily in relation. It's also doing work on from a distance on relationship, as you can see, because it's a relationship there, but it's also here. So it's like even when it doesn't exist here, it's here. So it's work on relationship at a distance. So it's that divine energy, masculine and feminine working inside of you, and you rebalancing the two in the name of love. And that's what Scorpio's good at. But what we've got here is a choice, an action, because it's a 2 of Wands, and that's fire, and that's doing something about your choice and making a decision. 3 of Wands, action and fire and divine energy and destiny. And the King of Coins is a man that doesn't move, or a woman if she contains masculine energy who doesn't move, who just sits there. Ace of Cups is name of love. So although Scorpio are proficient at dealing with the dark, underlying everything, knowing everything, Scorpios know everything about everything, right? They see the truth of everything, and they know, okay? They know when people are lying, they know when people are telling the truth. They know everything about everybody, basically. Like whoever it is they come face to face with, they'll know it. Now, if that's you, and you know that there is a destined other for you, I would say this month is the point where you're going to say, I'm going to go forward and I'm going to claim what's mine. Because 3 of Wands, that's you, them and God. 2 of Wands is a decision. But that's you coming out of the depths on your own, out of the dark, where you've been dealing on your own with what you know. And that's you coming forward and stating it. And that's not very Scorpio. Because Scorpio would, if it could, exist without relationship. Because Scorpio's, it's strong, and it can deal with the dark stuff. It can deal with the dark night of the soul, which in the dark night of the soul happens alone, right? So the challenge for Scorpio really is coming out and saying, I want this. I want this relationship. I want this love. I want you. I want that person. I want that other person, right? And then after that, how that goes, well, that's destined, whatever that is. That's destined. But you see, This dark night of the soul spent alone thinking I want this person, but I'm going to do the transmuting for me and them. I'm going to let them do whatever they do in their life and get on with their life, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to speak up about wanting them. Because I'm a Scorpio and I'm used to being on my own. I'm used to the dark night of the soul. This can be a case, you see, of what you're going to do with that person when you get them, right? And maybe this has been put off because that person will be got, and that person will be yours because that Ace of Cups says they will, and they say they will because they're right there in the future. So it could be a case of like, what is that saying? Somebody said it to me once. Careful what you wish for, right? Although not careful because it's destined, but it's like maybe you got so used to being on your own that you think you want that. And maybe you've got to actually now find out and get that. So that's what those cards are saying, that it's your destined choice. You see, destiny comes in all sorts of ways. For all sorts of people, it comes in differently. Some people, destiny is delivered in a way of it just walks up and knocks on the door, right? Because it's time and that's how it's supposed to come to you. And for other people, it comes in as a challenge of you being challenged to go after your destiny. It's different for everybody because anything that's destined has got a lesson around it, right? It's got a way of everything that's destined points that happen change you. They change you big time, right? So it's like it's never going to be something that's comes in lightweight. It's never a lightweight event. It's always a heavyweight. Comes in with challenges around how you think and you feel and you operate. And destiny will up-level you in some way, always. And that's not all, it just is. That's just how it is. So anyway, that's what I've got for Scorpio. And let's look at Sagittarius. Justice. High Priestess. Queen of Cups. Right, seeing is believing, basically, is what I'm getting for Sagittarians. So I'm feeling like you have something here that you're going to learn about spirituality, if you want to call it that. That you're going to learn about the fact that we are not just human beings inhabiting the earth, the fact that we are dimensional beings inhabiting a body. You have got something coming in, delivering you knowledge, right, that's going to change you. And I feel like this is something new that's coming to you, that you're gonna see through the veil basically this month. You're gonna see through to the other side, and you're gonna understand that you're an energetic being, and that that the physical world is all an illusion. That's what's coming in for you this month. So what that brings to you, let's have another one. Knight of Wands is going to be crucial, they just said, in how you operate. I do feel like you're going to be offered a challenge this month in terms of how you choose to let this information that you're going to get. The information is coming through your own soul, through your guides, and it's going to show you that your energy. It's going to show you. It's going to might be signs, synchronicities. It might be an event. It might be some clairaudience. It might be some clairvoyance, something like that. And it's going to show you the energy, and then I think you're going to have to it's almost like what I've got is you getting stopped in your tracks by that knowledge, and then you carrying on with your life. And it's like, how are you going to operate from the new knowledge that you get, right? Because Sagittarians are really like active, forward thinking, directional beings. You're driven by fire. You like to be on the move. You like to be moving, grooving, making decisions, being active, being involved in things. It's all very kind of, you just keep going and going and going and going and going. Okay, and it's all, you're very, very proficient. Sagittarians are very, very proficient at working in the physical world with the fire energy. They're very intelligent. They're very like of all the all the fire signs. They're the most thoughtful, mental, knowledgeable. Uh, you know, have a reliance on intellect, and they're almost like an Aquarian with fire, like boarded by fire or something like that. Is how I feel about Sagittarians. And they've got that quirky side to them as well. A very eclectic way of being as well. So they're very, they've also got that air, almost like that Gemini air as well, because they're mutable. So they're very, they can be one thing one minute, another the next. So you can't define a Sagittarian by what they say one minute, because the next minute they'll come from a different standpoint. That's like the Aquarian. They play devil's advocate. They're very good at that. So because of that, right, what goes on in your head, Sagittarius, you're not so adept at going with the flow, because going with the flow is a reliance on letting go of all your beliefs and your thoughts in place of just trusting that we're energetic beings, and that a lot of our life, well, pretty much all of our lives are preordained, right, and destined, because it's all happened already. So the only things that aren't preordained or destined is how you think about things, and how your programming is, how you're going to run, what program you're going to run inside this physical body that you're living in this time, right? That's really all you've got. So it's kind of like you're going to be stopped and you're going to be asked to make a choice, or to just come to a place of understanding, maybe, of choosing the path of less resistance. It's going to be a challenge, because you like to steam forward, and you like to keep moving, and you like to wield your sword of verbosity, very talkative, and this is a step back, and I think it's going to make Sagittarians maybe like be a little bit quieter this month, and a bit more thoughtful, and a bit more questioning of how they operate in the physical world. And I don't know. I think you're going to be given a big blast of like divine energy, as in you're going to get some huge sign or synchronicity this month that stops you in your tracks and asks you to go with the flow. I feel you're going to be having one of these moments where you're just like, I can't believe this. I can't believe that. You're going to be asked to like, are you going to believe it or not? By something that happens. I've got Justice card, and that is, like I say, it's like a point of balance. So it's like something's going to shake you this month in terms of how you view dimensionally, how you view things, how you view the matrix, because you're going to be offered a chance to see through it, because you're that 11, which is an awakening number. So that means signs and synchronicities coming in. And then High Priestess on top of that, which is like just clarifying the fact that it's something coming in that is of a like psychic nature, basically, not spiritual, psychic. So it's something coming in, and again, look at it showing the mirror. So it's like something, you're like being allowed to see through the veil. That's a window, right? Being allowed to see through the veil. And then you've got Queen of Cups, which is go with the flow. So you're going to be seeing through it. I wonder what that will be. That could be very exciting. Could be something really strange, really odd that you see through. And then you've got Knight of Wands, you see, and this is how you normally operate. You operate. There's a lot of with Sagittarians. I love Sagittarians, right? Not having a go. Sagittarians will talk and talk and talk and talk, right? They're very good at talking, and they're very good at getting people to believe them. They're very good at convincing people, right? That's what that's all about for you. So they offer the truth. That's what they do. They offer the truth to people, and people believe it. This is a power that Sagittarians have. Where you're being shown this, and this is coming in, and you're being offered a different way of seeing things, I think your choice is going to be, how do I now teach people? Because you're going to learn something new psychically. So you're going to have to be looking at, well, now what do I say? Because I know this now. So how am I going to teach people now? What truth am I going to offer people now? I get you sitting there, right, and kind of biting your nails, thinking, do I move forward with this knowledge that I now get, or do I stay how I was? And do I speak of this truth? That's what I'm getting for Sagittarians. So it's an interesting month, or an interesting time coming up for you, I feel. All right, that's that. Next, we're going to look at who's next? Sagittarius, Capricorn. Two of Swords. Ooh, Knight of Swords. King of Swords. Again, I'm going to have another one on this, all this drama. Explain. The Lovers. All right, so you are going to be challenged to speak up, call someone into account. Again, it's destiny. So, whatever it is you've been going through, this is in regard to relationship. This is your time where you're going to be guided to speak up and offer the truth to somebody that you're in relationship with. That is what you're meant to be doing, right? Because you two are in this until this is done. So this is some kind of soulmate relationship we're looking at. It's also something to do with freeing yourself and the other person. It may not be freeing yourselves from the relationship, because we've got the Lovers here as the outstanding energy. So I'm not saying you're going to be necessarily ending a relationship, but I do feel like what you're being challenged by your soul to do is to speak up in a way that could potentially end a relationship. So what it is here is about you not backing down from how you are being guided by your own soul. All right, so if you are in a relationship and something has been, it's like you're tied to this person, right, in the Two of Swords, but there's a lie going on, or there's an imbalance in the structure of the relationship, or there is one person appeasing the other, so one person is back, not saying what they think or not saying what they feel, or sticking up for themselves so they can have a relationship, right? So it's kind of like, right, well, I won't say anything because I don't want to rock the boat, because if I do, this person might leave me. But if that's the case, which it is here in these cards, then your soul lesson is to speak up, because imbalances like that are unhealthy, and because the very nature of them is soul work, right? It's for you to understand that you can speak up and that you can offer your point of view, and you can offer your version of the truth, because there's always two versions of the truth in a relationship, because both people have their versions of the truth, right? But you have the right to offer yours and bring the relationship back into balance, or could it, or possibly end it. The thing is, if you've got disharmony in a relationship, and the disharmony is there and you're not speaking up about it, so you're continuing in a relationship that's not serving you because of the disharmony, and speaking up is either going to set it right and harmonise it, or it's going to end it, then that has to be done, because it can't carry on being unhealthy and being one-sided if that is the case, right? And that is really, some people live their lives and they think, well, I would rather be in a relationship than be on my own, and at whatever cost. So I'll be, whatever it costs for me in terms of my own peace of mind, my own truth, my own groundedness, my own self, my own rights. I'll put them all aside for the sake of a relationship, because I feel that as being more important than my own self. But it can never be like that. Your own self has always got to be more important than a relationship with another person, because otherwise you will always have a disharmonious relationship with another person, because you will never be putting yourself first. So this is a clear choice now. Twos are a choice. You've got the Two of Swords, and twos are bound together in the Swords, and it's about setting yourself free from something that's a lie. Because you've got the Knight of Swords, right? You've got Two of Swords there, you've got something that's holding you, and it's a lie. Head over heart. Head over heart is always a lie, because it's not functioning from what's good for you in your heart, it's functioning from what your brain's telling your heart it should want, which is always a lie. Knight of Swords is stabbing it to death, to put it more, to put it politely. So it's like, and it's delivering the information, right? And the information hurts, because you can see there's blood on the Knight of Swords, blood on the scissors. So that's the information that hurts. Got the Lovers. Like, Lovers is a choice as well, but it's also a relationship, and it's a soulmate relationship. And then you've got King of Swords as well. King of Swords is mastery of the tongue. It's mastery of your vocal cords. It's mastery of your mind, your speech, your truth, your ultimate truth. It's a moment where you take a really deep breath and you just say, listen, I've got something to tell you. and you say it out loud. Everything that you've been thinking, everything that you've been putting aside because you've wanted to stay in a relationship, more importantly, than you wanted to say this thing because you thought that maybe it will ruin the relationship. But then, you can only ruin a relationship if the relationship is really good. If the relationship is shit, speaking up will not ruin it. It will just make it better, or it will end it. And one of those things has got to happen, because the truth has to be set free. That's the path of the light worker, setting the truth free. You see, it's not about being in a relationship that's dire and boring and codependent. It's about freedom and the truth winning out. I'm going to pull one more card on that King of Swords. Two of Coins. So I've got every chance there that this relationship will survive whatever is said, you see. Two of Coins, that's the two people coming back into balance. That's what I get this is about. I'd say it might be about any other kind of relationship, but I think the fact that you've got the Lovers there means that it's predominantly going to be love. Could be. I mean, I guess, everybody's in different kinds of relationships. Could be speaking up at work. It could be speaking up in terms of family member or friend. Yeah, it could be. Anyway, it's about speaking up. Just check this thing's still running, because it does tend to go off and then I find out I haven't recorded anything. Yes, it's still going. Right, Aquarius. Got the Magician, Ten of Cups, and the Tower. I like those cards. That's a very this is a very dramatic. These are dramatic cards. All right, I'll just stick at those for the moment. Right, so who are we reading for? Aquarius. Right, Magician is really your card, because it's a card of masculine creativity, and that's really what Aquarian is all about. It's about the mind, and it's about creating through the mind. So this is signifying you in this reading, I feel, you being your own creator. So I would say this is a top time for you. This is a really good time where you're going to be in your element. You're going to be like firing on all cylinders, and you are going to be really in the zone, Aquarius, right? It's almost like you have the power this at this time, right? That you can see how the hand's being held up with all 5 fingers. It's like you've got every faculty intact, right? You're going to be firing on all cylinders. All the tools that you need to get the job done, whatever is the job in hand, your mind, your heart, your energy, everything. Okay. And then we've got the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is completion. And I'm getting symbolically like you digging a hole. And I feel like this is work that you've been doing around you creating something in your life. And I think it's probably about you creating a way of being. Ten of Cups is something coming to completion emotionally. And I think it's like you're at the end of a journey within yourself, and you're about to finish that journey. I do feel like it's like the point where you're set free, right? You've got the Tower, in fact, and the Tower is an ending. So it's like blast off energy coming in for you around something. I feel like you're going to suddenly see the light in some respect. You're going to suddenly get all the information you need, all the downloads you need through your soul to you, telling you what everything has been about for you. A lot of understanding coming in, a lot of freedom around suddenly being released from a lot of soul work. A lot of things that have been weighing you down, like this hole that I've got you digging is like where you've been weighed down, like working in a chain gang, right? Weighed down by energetic work, soul work that you're going to be released from. And with that comes clarity, understanding, and I'm getting something coming in for you, like really good news or a windfall. And I don't normally predict things like this, but maybe like some Aquarians are going to suddenly get a load of money come to them, or some kind of, something like that, something that really brings in some good energy, brightens up your life. Magic moment, they just said. So some kind of there is magical energy coming in for you, right? Basically, so it will be some kind of payoff, some kind of windfall, some kind of download, some kind of what else could it be? Like that kind of thing, maybe like for some of you, you'll get an offer accepted on a house, something like that. Maybe some of you will get, you'll find the house of your dreams. Maybe some of you will suddenly get that job you're looking for. Maybe some of you are going to get a pay rise, this kind of thing, a promotion, anything that's going to bring in some kind of good news, and I'll get you feeling really good this month, with this time, and celebrating as well, in some respect. right? Because what I'm getting for you in this Tower card is actually I'm getting you a celebration, right? So it could be, yeah, it could be maybe some of you are retiring and you're having a retirement celebration, or you know, anything like that. Things like that coming in for Aquarians. Good news, celebrations. I'm going to pull one more. Queen of Coins. Yeah, it's like that stability, you see, and mastery. So, and it's completion. And whenever you complete something in terms of self-mastery, which is what the Magician also is, by the way, you get the payoff. And that's what it's this month. I just have one more on that Tower card. Let's have a look. Six of Wands, you see. That's success. Yeah. So something is, you're getting the payoff for something. It's coming in because you've done your work and you've seen the light, basically. So I'm going to leave it at that for Aquarius. Who are we looking at next? Aquarius, and then comes Pisces. Five of Wands. The Hierophant, that's 2 5s you've got. Page of Coins. Let's see what's going on with that. Right. Pisces. We have one more on that page of coins. Nine of coins. Pisces. Well, we've got a big moment, right? The Hierophant is a big moment. It's all centered around that. Hierophant is relationship as well. And you've got lessons coming in around that relationship. And a change coming in as well. I'm not picking up anything bad, alright? So it's not like an ending of a relationship. And it's not, I'm actually feeling a lot of kind of good energy around it. Like some kind of celebration as well. As in, you know, Hierophant is, can also stand for marriage. And that kind of thing. And what I'm picking up, it might just be for one person, but I'm getting like some kind of Mediterranean location, or it could be Greece, somewhere like that, somewhere hot, and an outdoor celebration, right, and things being shaken up in terms of your life. It's kind of like you've matured as well this month. It's a very unusual month for Pisces because you're not got any water here at all. So you haven't got any of your like the energy that's associated normally with Pisces. It's more like Aries, actually. It's like a really buoyant month again. As I said for somebody else, it's a really fiery, energetic time of celebration and change, but good change. So it could be just as simple as some of you are finally getting married to somebody that you've been with for a long time, because it's a change in a relationship, but it's a really good change. And that you've found your feet as well, because Nine of Coins is the end of a journey, feminine energy journey. And Page of Coins is lessons at the end, but You know, I'm not getting that you've got any lessons coming in. What I'm getting is that you've completed everything and that you're going to be standing on your own 2 feet this month, and that you're going to be kind of acknowledging who you've become, that more centered, competent, balanced person, individual, who's basically not swayed by their emotions this month. Okay, so it's like you're not going to be doing any of the purging that you've been doing in the past. I think you've got it all sorted out, basically. At this time, I think you've got it all sorted out, Pisces, and I don't think you've got anything to worry about coming up, because it feels like you're completely in control of what is going on around you. Like whatever changes are coming in, it's like you're the architect of your own destiny as well. So, and it's really weird because Pisces is normally a really kind of it's an energy that can be easily manipulated by others because it's very emotional. But I'm not picking that up at all for you. What I'm picking up is that you're in control. And this could be your destined moment. You know, this could be your destiny. That when you reach this point of control within yourself, that your destiny comes in. Because that's everybody's got the different lessons to go through. And destiny comes in different ways. And based around your sun sign and the fact that you're very emotional and you can be naturally very emotional, you know, and can be kind of can feel, what's the word for it? Not lost, but ungrounded. Pisces is an ungrounded energy. It's kind of like the soul lesson of Pisces. One of the soul lessons is you're an old wise soul that knows everything. But when you come here, you forget that. So you've got to get back in tune with your true essence, right? Your knowingness, which is when you're in tune with your knowingness, you're in tune, you're absolutely perfectly stable because you come back to who you are completely, right? And therefore nothing can like disrupt your life and nothing can make you feel terrible or bad. And these cards are saying that that's who you've become, basically. So it means that that's when your destiny comes in, your divine destiny, your destined point, because it means you've achieved competence in the energy that you came here as. Do you see what I mean? It's like no matter what goes on around you, you remain balanced, stable, and kind of stoic, adamant in like what you'll put up with, what you won't put up with. And when you get to that point, it means that you can celebrate within whatever energy is around. Because 5 of Wands is everything getting shaken up. But things are always going to get shaken up one way or another. You know, there's always going to be things going on, things appearing to go wrong, because it is only an illusion after all, or things appearing to be going right. But it's how you respond to that shows how stable you are, how much you've come back to yourself, right? Not how you it's not how you can control those events outside of yourself, but how you control yourself in face of whatever events are going on around you. So it could be like the whole world's going crazy, but you remain calm and composed and unruffled by it all. And that's kind of what I've got for you, right? And with that, you achieve your destined moment. All right? So that's what I've got for you, because of change coming in. And the lesson, I say, I'm not feeling a lesson there, so it's a lesson complete. So it's your time as well in that respect. So that means you're going to get what you want this month. This time is for you to get what you want. That is your destiny. Okay? Hope that makes sense. It's a bit blurry, that one, but got there eventually. But then you are a blurry sign, let's face it. Right, next, Aries. Chariot. Eight of Cups. Judgment. One more. King of Wands. That is Aries, basically. And the Emperor underneath, and that's Aries. Right, so Aries, basically, what I'm feeling for you is it's like you have to, like you're going to be challenged to let go of your fiery nature in terms of achieving your destiny. Aries is the most masculine sign in the zodiac, the most fieriest masculine sign in the zodiac. So you are the masculine energy incarnate, right? So in terms of like bringing into balance masculine and feminine energy inside of you, you are the most challenged in that respect, whether you're a man or a woman, because you are in effect the masculine energy. Now that will be, of course, tempered by other planets that you have in other signs, and what's on your ascendant and all that kind of stuff. So it could be that we are, on a ratio of 1 to 10. You could be up there on a 10, or you could be down on a 1 in terms of the masculine energy within you. But it's almost like, right, when you've got a sun sign that's your sun sign, you've got all the planets in your chart and whatever signs in your ascendant and all that, and they temper you, right, and they give you a different edge or a different angle that you operate from. But it's a bit like you're always going to have whatever is your sun sign banging on the door saying, let me in and be me, because it's like it's who rules you, right? So it's like all the other things can temper you and can take you away from being that sign, but the sign will always want in, and it will always want control. And the fact is that Aries, because it is a sign of masculinity and it's a sign of control, it's going to bang a lot harder on that door than is anybody else's sun sign, apart from, I would say, Leo, which is also banging on that door, because Leo likes attention, a lot of attention. So it's going to want attention. Be me, be Leo, no matter what else you've got, right? However, that's what I'm saying for this sign. So I do feel this month your challenge is about letting go of your masculine energy, basically, and I mean that's it really. There's not much more to say about that challenge. It's big enough as it is. It doesn't really need any more saying about it, because, like I say, if you've got an Aries energy banging on the door saying let me in and be me completely, that is enough of a challenge. To bring it into balance with feminine energy, I think the only thing that you can do with that is to let go of that masculine energy wanting to come in. So it's not like fighting against it, but it's more like sitting with it, sitting with your own masculine energy inside of you, and becoming the observer, becoming the witness to it, is the only way that you can get a handle on it, basically, because otherwise it'll get control of you. So for you to observe it coming through you is the letting go, right? Because we've got the Eight of Cups underneath there, and Eight of Cups is really, in this case, letting go, right? Letting it just. So how's that going to play out in the physical world? Well, whatever you're feeling like you need to be racing towards, or getting involved in, or like, holding a banner for, or starting a cause for. It's kind of saying, let it go this month. Let it go, because you need to become more in balance. You've got the Seven of Chariot. You've got the Chariot, which is number 7, which is the masculine and feminine energy. So it's all about masculine and feminine energy, as you can see. And this takes care of itself when you let go, right? Now, in terms of like the spiritual path, right, the spiritual journey, if you want to call it that, and I hate that word spiritual, but because it means it's not anymore, right? It's another of those words, we can't really use it. I have to think of something else to use. The journey of the soul, something like that. Coming back to your soul essence, right? In terms of coming back to your soul essence, and the soul is a state of relinquishment, because it's a state of belief in destiny, higher energy, taking care of everything for you. So you have to take a step back in the physical world and allow the energy to take care of things. So it's the energy of no worry, no stress, and no bargaining either with your higher self. There's no bargaining involved, because you don't need to, because everything will come right in its own time if you let go. So it's that kind of energy, right? In terms of the coming back to the soul journey, right, that everybody's on, the people that watch these kinds of videos, there is a lot of manipulation out there around it. There's a lot of product sold in terms of like adventures down side roads, like things that you don't need to do to come back to your soul, basically, because you will bring yourself back to your soul through basically getting in tune with your own self. And there's nothing new out there that can help you do that, that isn't already been written about 10 million years ago. So, and in fact, the things that are written about 10 million years ago are a lot more beneficial than the things that are coming out now, because you don't really need that many tools to come back to yourself. What you need is to find samadhi, basically, to find the truth within the physical framework that you exist within, that we're all energy. Things like meditation, yoga, calming the mind, whatever way. There's billions of types of meditation out there. They'll all achieve the same result. They'll all allow you to see through the matrix and see through the veil, because they all will open up your third eye and your higher chakras, things like that. And the reason I'm saying it is because they're all the opposite. All those things are the opposite of trying to achieve a result, a soul result in a physical world. So, like it's things like Doreen Virtue's angel card classes and courses that were sold and all that kind of stuff that are completely unnecessary, because everybody is innately intuitive. All you have to do is pick up a pack of cards and start to use it. You don't need to do any kind of nobody needs to give you a piece of paper saying you've achieved this, here's your diploma, you can now go out and do it. We've all got the ability, right? And same with Reiki, right? We've all got the ability to heal energetically. The thing is, I went and did Reiki because I was curious as what it is, and once I did it, I realised, oh, okay, that's kind of what we can all do anyway. But you can only find that out by going. But it's whatever. So, but what I'm saying is, there's a lot of stuff out there that says I can teach snake oil. I can teach you to be a spiritual healer. I can teach you to be a light worker. I can teach you to be a tarot card reader. There's all this stuff out there, right? All you need, if you want to, you don't even need the basic meanings. You don't even need that. But if you want to know them, you can find them online. Anyway, so because it's supposed to be individual to you, so you don't need the basic meanings. You don't need to know about reading reversals or anything like that. It doesn't matter. Sometimes they'll tell you a card means something. Sometimes they'll tell you it means something else. Sometimes they'll tell you to read it reverse. Sometimes they'll tell you not to. Sometimes it'll scream at you. Sometimes it will not say anything. It's all around your own intuition, right? So What I'm saying is, this is not a month for you to go racing towards finding out how to be a spiritual being incarnate. This is a month for you to let go of anything that is around the ego and wanting to be that spiritual person incarnate. And by letting go, you will find who that is within inside yourself. So it's a month to meditate, and it's a month to stare at the ceiling. You see, meditation doesn't have to be something fancy or something that costs £1 million. Meditation can be lying on the sofa and staring at the ceiling and zoning out. That's all it is. It's zoning out. So in whatever way you best zone out, it could be like going and playing a round of golf or whatever, or or sometimes people zone out by just gardening, things like that. Whatever it is, it's time for zoning out, because that'll help you let go of your ego. That's what it's saying. You need to let go of your ego. You need to rebalance internally. You've got judgment there, because your destiny, you see, how is your destiny going to come in? Your destiny is going to come in by you achieving liberation from what restrains you from your soul path. And that is ego. So that's a big challenge of an Aries anyway, is letting go of ego. So I think I've talked myself full circle with that one, haven't I? So that's basically what you're being guided towards this month, is your destiny, by letting go of your ego. I could have just said that, couldn't I? It would be a lot simpler. But that's what it is. All right, and by doing that, you're going to harmonise your masculine and feminine energy within and achieve your destiny. I'll just pull one more. 6 of Cups, blessed reunion, you see. That's what that is. So that is a destined moment. And that is preordained divine energy in terms of love, relationship. And don't go thinking that means someone coming back from the past, because it might not. It might mean someone that you've known through lifetimes coming into your life. It might mean someone who's been waiting in the wings in terms of destiny is finally coming in. You see how it works, right? Because it's destiny, it's preordained, and it's relationship. And coming back from the past could mean past life. Coming back from the past could mean coming back from another timeline. So it could mean once you let go of your ego and come into your divine masculine and feminine harmonized energy, so do they. And then they just miraculously appear from out of the ether and present themselves into your life, because it's all a matrix, and that's what happens. All right, so that is Aries. So I think that's everyone, actually. So I'm going to pull 3 more cards and see if there's anything that we've forgotten about for this month that people need to know, of any signs. The Sun. So it's really good energy. I don't know if you can feel it, but it's calm. What can I say? It's kind of calm and forgiving right now, but that is just now. I mean, 8 of Wands, something coming, something good. And one more, 10 of Coins, some form of ending, completion in the physical world. So, destiny, basically. And underneath again is the Emperor, which is masculine energy. So that's what we got. So I hope that's helped. Like I say, it's not really for this month. It's starting at this new moon, and it's just continuing to whenever it changes into something else, which is not defined by months, loosely defined by moons. You might notice that there's not a lot of purging going on with this new moon. That's kind of, there's not a lot of release going on with it. No heavy purging going on. It's kind of like we're given a break. That stuff's, we're free of it, right? Because this is, like I say, it's divine relationship we're looking at. But they're not going to come in the ways that we necessarily think that they are. They're going to come in all sort of different ways. But at the end of the day, it's to be thankful for, because it means that you're going to have some kind of harmony coming into your life, right? But we're not allowed to see the end of the rope. So it's like whatever it is that you've been pulling towards you in terms of destiny, you don't see what's on the end of the rope that you've been pulling until it's actually there in front of you. So you don't really know what it's going to look like. You know, is it going to be King Kong, or is it going to be, or is it going to be the Little Mermaid? We don't know. Or is it going to be a unicorn or a dragon? Anything else? Three of Cups. Whatever it is, it's going to be good. So we can all be grateful for that, right? The Empress. Whatever's coming, it's divine. It's divinely orchestrated. So it's very, very funny. But what happens is, when you no longer feel anything towards what is going to come into your life, it's when something good comes. When you're so concerned about what's coming towards you and what you want, and if you're going to feel good about it or if you're not going to feel good about it, it's like you're not going to be able to come to the end of the rope yet. It's only when you no longer have any concern about what is on the end of the rope that you finally get to the pulling in the end of the rope. Because then it's only at that point you are in full acceptance of, well, whatever is at the end of this rope is obviously what's going to be meant for me. And then you are going to be happy about it no matter what, because it's going to be meant for you. And that is that. And it's never been you, right, that was going to be the orchestrate your what is best for you from your ego, or what is meant for you from your ego. It was never going to be you, because the ego only ever causes pain. It does not cause happiness. It does not cause freedom. It does not cause higher energy. It only ever causes desperation, pain, loss, unhappiness, sadness, grief. So how can you have a beautiful destined eventuality if you're still feeling grief and self-harm through all those things that come up? Two of Cups right in the middle. See, the world, Three of Cups, the Empress. Three of Cups, divinely orchestrated destiny, highest energy you can get. Three of Swords, that's the ego. You can never have happiness from the ego. Two of Cups, divinely destined, what is meant for you. Page of Wands, it's orchestrated by spirit. That is your guides, your soul, and not your ego. So it's always best to just follow the flow and go with what, pulling in that rope, no matter what is coming along on it. Page of Swords, it's information. King of Wands, masculine energy. Eight of Cups, letting go with the flow, and coming back to the heart. And underneath, Queen of Swords, judgment, destiny. You've got to go with the flow to get to the destiny. And the flow is what is presenting itself in front of you right now in this present moment. And how are you going to respond to that? You're going to come from high energy, or you're going to come from the ego. Unless you're coming from high energy, you're not involved in the spiritual process. If you're coming from your ego, it is the opposition to the spiritual process. So it cannot be anything that comes in through the physical world, which is what we said before, right? It's nothing that you're going to plan for. It's nothing that you're going to, like I said, that thing. It's nothing that you're going to do a diploma for, right? Because it's not around the ego, you know. It's by letting go of all that stuff. I could go on a whole different tack there, but I won't. Divine destiny again, Six of Cups. Reunion, reconciliation, that is, in terms of love. Nine of Swords. Ending of the pain of the dark night of the soul, of the ego versus the soul. Five of Swords, rebalancing of the dark and light energies from within, the lesson. Three of Cups, Three Coins again, divine energy brought in through masculine. You see, the masculine is the physical world. Masculine energy is the physical world. Once the divine energies are balanced inside of you, then divine energy can manifest into the physical world for you. But not till it's balanced inside of you and completed inside of you. And that means your ego has been relinquished. Wheel of Fortune. Even relinquishing the ego is destined. It comes at some point where you achieve it through relinquishing it. You can't have an ego and relinquish the ego. Some people seem to think you can have both. You can't have both. There is no ego where there's no ego. So it means there's no right or wrong. There's no judgment. Where there's no right or wrong, no judgment, there's no purging anymore. Because it can't exist. And when there's no right or wrong and no judgment and no purging, there's no sadness and there's no grief and there's no loss. There's only liberation and freedom. Freedom to be whatever you are, whoever you are. Beyond the self. And everything beyond the self is fine. And there's never any purging or grief or sadness or loss or anything there. Because beyond the self is no ego. The Fool. You journey beyond ego. The Four of Coins. And until that it's achieved, then until that is achieved, you'll be on the same path, basically. Page of Cups. New love. New love on the Queen of Swords is underlying the Two of Cups and the Moon. Anyway, I'm going to go. Lots of love. I'll see you later. Bye.